Oh shit!
Welcome back, everyone. Modern Dynasty episode 9 is out, so I'll give you my top 9 moments from the episode and break things down. I'll be doing videos for all the episodes, so be sure to subscribe to catch them all. This episode starts off with Sammy and Marco having lunch together, and Sammy tells Marco all about what happened at home from last episode. And if you don't remember what happened then, Dicey Life got on her knees and begged for Sammy's mercy. At this little luncheon, Marco and Sammy share some of their respective dishes, and some lurker in the back sees them and has this very, very suspicious look on her face. Alright, so this girl was actually an employee from Mossy Zaptun. And guess what? No other place to gossip but in the bathroom at work. And of course, the bathroom gossip queen herself is there. Dicey Life was in the bathroom and overhears the whole thing. So as Dicey Life goes over to her husband's office to gossip a little bit more, Sammy's brother Nick is down there tucked underneath that table and is there fixing some technical issues on the computer. He overhears all of the bad mouthing that is going on, but not being sneaky enough, he bumps his head on the desk, gets up, and of course Dicey Life is like, who is this guy? And gets kicked out of the office pretty much immediately after he's been found out that he's there. Alright, so this next part, I don't think it's anything too important, but hearing Dicey Life sing traditional Chinese opera was pretty funny not to pass up making a comment about. So she's filling in here, singing with Marco's mom, in place for Ma Ga Lai Lai. As she starts to sing, this part was too funny because she started to rush the beat and messed up. On her next attempt, she then slows things down and gets called out for being way too slow this time. Of course, she throws a little bit of a fit, and this just isn't Dicey Life's day. Not one bit. Holy. So the significance of that opera scene was to transition into this next bit. Dicey Life spews a bunch of crap about Marco to her mom during this session, and of course, later that night, there's no other option but for her mom to go and confront Marco. She starts going on and on about how Marco should be grateful for all that Magaloya has done for him. As she continues to berate Marco about being such an ungrateful brat who might be stirring something up with Sammy, Marco absolutely loses it. He tells his mom what exactly happened to his dad. Ma-san kidnapped his own younger brother, which is his dad, which eventually led to his death. The mom finally realizes after all these years that Marco has been dealing with all of this stuff by himself and has been scheming to try to get back at Magaloye. She is now on her side and is wondering why. Why would he do this? What's the point? Was it all for money? Was it all just for family power? Did he just literally want to take over the whole family business by himself? These are all things that we will have to try to figure out as the series continues. Alright, so his name is Nick. He sees Judy on the streets eyeing some snacks, so he goes up and sees what's up. She dropped her wallet back at the skate park where she was just chilling, I guess. She actually called her mom to come pick her up. As the mom is coming to pick her up, Nick buys her a bunch of these snacks that she was eyeing.
Oh shit!
This gets spicy since Judy is Dicey Life's daughter and Nick is Sammy's brother. Are we gonna have some weird stuff pop up here? Oh man, I don't know. Leave the comments down below. Do you think anything's gonna happen between the two of them once they find out that they are related? Do you think they're just gonna be friends? Like what's gonna happen? Pretty weird. Anyways, going back to the main storyline with Sammy and Marco, the Broadway show Cats is brought up again, and this time Sammy mentions that it's back in town and that tonight there is the last show. Just so happens one of Marco's clients had a pair of tickets for the show for tonight, and he wasn't able to go, so he gives it off to Marco. And this was done after his conversation with Sammy. So what a coincidence. Marco, what you gonna do? Are you gonna follow your heart? Are you going to be a good friend? He chooses to restrain himself yet again. Another instant regret and a missed opportunity. Guess again. Marco shows up 2 cats by himself, but Sammy actually bids on a pair of tickets. Guess again. Marco shows up 2 cats by himself, but Sammy actually won a bid on a ticket earlier that afternoon and bumps into him there. She, of course, asks Marco where his seats are, and he says he's 6 rows from the very front. She's got horrible seats, so Marco, being the good guy that he is, offers the seat next to him. Oh man, I feel so bad for Marco. Just all these opportunities, all these chances, but nothing you can do. Friend zoned to the end of the world and back. So they finish up the musical and they go to have some suya at a local restaurant. Those bottled cokes look really good right about now. After some reminiscing about how they met, Sammy's getting a little bit of a cold, so she sneezes and Marco offers up a tissue. But not only the tissue, he goes on to put her jacket back on to her shoulders. What an honest gentleman. But guess what? You guys are out in public. You guys are public figures. Of course, the paparazzi is going to be there taking pictures of you guys. Come on now. You guys got to know better than that. You can't just eat out in public like this and expect nobody is going to take pictures of you. These pictures, they are going to surface sooner or later, and it's not going to be good news for either Marco or Sammy. Back to Mossy Zaptoon. So back at work now. We see that Nick has gotten into the same elevator as Dicey Life and Chloe, and after Nick tries to scoot on out of that elevator to avoid any type of a recognition, Chloe recognizes him after his colleague shouts out his name because he got off on the wrong floor. Afterwards, the 2 wives have lunch together and they speculate that Sammy must have hired Nick to set him up as an undercover agent, since no one knew that Nick was even Sammy's brother. So as they continue talking, Chloe actually mentions to Dicey Life that they could potentially set Nick up for snooping around Daiko's office. Nick overhears Dicey Life telling Daiko to delete all of that important information off of his computer, so when he goes to fix Daiko's computer later on, he copies some of those files onto the USB and later gives it to Sammy, but of course Sammy tells him this is absolutely illegal, but Nick thinks that he's doing a good job and thinks that he's doing something to protect Sammy, but at the end of the day all of this is just going to backfire and get back to Sammy. Silly boy, don't stick your hands into these things because it is way past your pay grade. Alright, continuing on in this episode, a pretty important point here, but to be honest with you, my Cantonese was nowhere near good enough to catch every single point that was made from the dad's Chinese chess analogy. At least I think this is Chinese chess. I'm not even sure what the board game here is exactly. If you do know, please leave in the comments section below what this is, because I would like to know. But essentially, the long story short is that I think Magaloya told Thomas that of all the 3 brothers, he has got the most luck, and that at this very moment, probably the best thing for him to do if they were playing this game of chess is not to be too aggressive and not to be too passive, but just kind of stay in that middle zone, and he will kind of reap the benefits of the harvest. But like I said earlier on, I wasn't completely sure of what was going on. I was a little bit lost during this section, but I could just feel the gravity of the moment. So if you know exactly what was said during this part in the episode, please leave the breakdown in the comment section below. I will read it and I will give it a shout out, probably pin it to the top of the comment section, because again, I think this is a very important point. Oh man, so now back at Maka, Sammy brings the documents that her brother found to the family. As Daibot, so Daiko, was explaining his perspective on all of this stuff, Dicey Life was looking smug the whole time because she knew that this was a trap that she had set up for Sammy to fall into. When Daiko was asked about all this information, he comes out and says that all of this information was fake and that it was all used to catch an undercover spy. They said that this undercover spy used illegal tactics to steal information from Daiko's computer. They reveal that this undercover spy is indeed Sammy's younger brother. Riding the high of this absolute bloodbath, Dicey Life attacks Sammy in front of everyone and even calls her out on cheating on Joe with Marco. She was the one who hired the private investigator to take pictures of Sammy and Marco. Alright. To be honest, the pictures, they don't really say too much, but whatever. Oh man, so Sammy patiently waits for Dicey Life to finish speaking and brings out the transcripts of Nick's online job application and his 2 interviews that he had before he was hired. And mind you, the interviews, the job application, the hiring date, all of these things were done before Sammy even became the CEO. Sammy pretty much scoots out of all of those things, but the episode ends with Dicey Life calling out Sammy on the method to which she and her brother obtained that information, and that act was still illegal. Jeez, what a crazy turn of events. This series is getting juicy and spicy all at the same time. That makes me crave some juicy and spicy Korean fried chicken. Alright gang, if you enjoyed that breakdown, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so that you can catch my next video. Until then, peace.